Y'all, FFG just spoiled a card, and I don't think we realized they printed possibly and probably the most broken 2-drop in the game. Let's check it out. All right, so spoiler season has begun for Twilight of the Republic, and to be honest, a lot of the spoilers, like I haven't done a spoiler video, like other content creators are showing off spoilers, and and people have gotten spoilers, which is very, very cool. Very happy for them. None of the cards have been even remotely good for me personally. Looking at them, I'm like, maybe there's like a cool typal, tribal, synergistic trooper deck here or clone deck here, but nothing has been like astounding. And I believe yesterday in an article where they dumped a bunch of cards, they snuck a card in that is banned or recently unrestricted or was restricted for a decade in many formats in Magic the Gathering. They printed Ponder on a stick. And I am like going absolutely nuts right now because this card is going to completely shift how we play this game. And it's R2D2. So R2D2 is Cunning Heroism, which is unfortunately Cunning is like the best color in the game. Basically, in my opinion, they treat Cunning like the blue color in Magic. And I have other videos where I talk about that. If you're a Magic player, if you're not a Magic player, you don't understand what I'm talking about. Magic has been widely considered to be the most powerful color in Magic the Gathering. And so R2D2 is Cunning Heroism, which is one of the strongest, one of the strongest color pairings that, in my opinion, in the game right now. It's why I play Sabine Yellow, but it's why Double Yellow Han is a tier 1 deck right now, right? There's a reason why that's the case. And so R2D2, it's a 2/4, y'all. 2/4 on a 2-drop. If that alone is already above rate, that's pretty good. We see a lot of, we do see 3/3. We do see a lot of 3/1s. We see a lot of 2/3s with effects, but a 2/4 is above rate, right? That's why Battlefield Marine's a 3/3, but it's vanilla, right? It has no ability. This is a 2/4 with an ability, so it has a total of six stats total on a card with one of the most broken abilities in the game. So what is that ability? R2D2, Full of Solutions. When played, you may discard a card from your hand. If you do, search the top 3 cards of your deck for a card and draw it. Put the other cards in the bottom of your deck in a random order. The reason why this is so good is this is essentially like 2 cards in Magic the Gathering. Both of them are very, 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 very famous and very, very, very powerful. And they've often been banned in a lot of formats because of what they do to the game. The card by itself isn't that great. It's what it does in the context of your deck that's so strong. And so I'm going to break this down a little bit for those who don't play Magic. In Magic the Gathering, you start out with a hand of 7, right? And whoever goes first, you start it with 0 lands in play, and on your first turn, you get to play 1 land. In Star Wars Unlimited, you start it with 2 lands. So in a way, a 2-drop in Star Wars Unlimited, if you were to like, how much would this cost in Magic? It would be like 1.5, right? It's kind of weird. It's not exactly 50-50. Like a 2-drop isn't a 1-drop in Magic because there's 1-drops in Star Wars as well. So it's about a 1.5. And so this R2D2 gets you a 2/4 unit and a very, very, very powerful effect for basically 2 resources. And in a way, this has never really been printed in Magic at this level. They've never printed a 1-drop in Magic. I'd say probably you'd have to be a 1-drop creature to do something like this. And so what card am I referencing? Famous card, Ponder. They've reprinted this card into Oblivion. Let's just go to a better art here. There we go. Black border, those white border cards. So Ponder is a 1-cost sorcery. So sorceries and Magic are like events in this game. You get to look at the top 3 cards of your library, so your deck, and then put them back in any order you may shuffle, and you draw a card. So there's a bit more going on here, but it's very similar, right? What are the similarities? You have to play a card. So you have to get rid of a card in your hand. That card is Ponder. It costs 1 resource. You look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You may shuffle. You get to reorder them, and you get to draw. And so there's a lot of similarities here to what's going on. So with R2D2, you have to discard a card, which in this case, you kind of have to do that with Ponder as well. You have to, get rid of Ponder from your hand as a card. So the cost is pretty similar. The difference here is you're getting a unit as well as discarding a card. With Ponder, you're just discarding a card, getting to look at the top 3, get to reorder them. There's a couple other things going on here that's a bit better. But I think the fact that you get a unit out of this it sort of erases the differences. Like, I don't care that I don't get to reorder them and keep them on top or shuffle my deck if I want to, right? And so you may look at the top 3, grab a card from that top 3. And that's basically what Ponder has done. And you can see it's banned in Modern. It was restricted, I believe, in Legacy and Vintage, which it was. It's recently unrestricted as of August 26th, so like 2 weeks ago. This card has been notorious for being one of the most powerful cards in Magic. And we just got that on a unit. And to explain how insane that is, it's how, if you haven't played Magic, you don't understand the power of this card. This is why I'm saying they put one of the best events in Magic ever made, and they put it onto a unit that costs only a half more. And that unit is also incredibly statted. This should have been a 2/2. This should have been a 2/2 unit. The fact that it's a 2/4 means that like nothing in the game is going to kill this on the first turn, probably. Like, as far as we know, it's like really hard to kill a 1/4 R2D2. So now we have a 2/4 R2D2 that gets to dig for answers, gets to dig for the card that's perfect in your matchup. It's going to increase your rate of winning because you're going to have more agency over what you're drawing. And that is how you win games. If you're a good player and you know what card you need to dig, you can do that with R2D2, full of solutions. I mean, oh my gosh, dude. I am just blown away. The fact, I hope you all are seeing this because this card is insane, and I'm not like overstating this. So there's another card in Magic as well. It's a little different. It's called Brainstorm. Draw 3 cards, then put 2 cards from your hand on top of your deck in any order. It's also considered, it's very similar to Ponder. There's a magic number. It's 3. Digging 3 just statistically helps you find. Digging like 1 or 2 is kind of like meh. But digging 3 and then being able to find a card is very, very good. And unfortunately, R2D2 doesn't let you leave the other 2 cards on top. You do have to put them on bottom, which I think, and you do have to shuffle them. So whatever, 2 cards, that's insane. And what's nice is you don't have to discard a card, right? It's a May ability. But I mean, on turn 1, you have so much ability to resource 2 cards you don't need. You play R2D2, you get rid of one of your 3 other cards that you know is not good right now. You get to dig, find a card. You're probably going to find a card that's relevant in that matchup, and then pull it and then play it on the next turn. Or, pull your Cunning, right? There's a lot of people who complain about not having Cunning or not drawing it. You get to dig for that Cunning, or you get to dig for that Bamboozle, or you get to dig for that For a Cause. You get to dig for the Cantina Bouncer, the Han Solo unit, right? You're just digging through your deck and finding answers faster. So this card is incredibly powerful early, partially because it's a 2/4, and it's incredibly powerful late game because you can R2D2 into a For a Cause and finish off your opponent. You can R2D2 into a Surprise Strike, finish off your opponent, right? It's just like digging for answers. Like, oh man, I have like a, 5/5 Syndicate Lackeys and I need Surprise Strike to win. R2D2, discard Syndicate Lackeys, dig 3, grab Surprise Strike, win the game with my other leader, right? With my other unit. It's just, this card is going to warp the game, and pick up your Hyperspace Foils because this is going to be the best uncommon in the game. I haven't even seen the rest of the set. Don't even care. I don't even care. Just knowing Magic and knowing what those cards have done, this card is going to go insane. And I hope I don't eat my words because this game is different, but man, am I excited for the next set because I feel like what's happening is we are getting cards that are actually going to drastically impact the game. Sorry, but Poe is bad. And on top of that, I have even, most of the decks in the game right now are 70 to 80% set 1. So now we're starting to see cards that are going to shift the game and shift the meta in a very, very potent way. So, and if you all want to get more of this content, connect with me more. I did launch a Patreon. You can find the link down below or in my YouTube channel. And I'd love for you to check that out. We are going to be discussing all these new cards, building decks with these new cards, and you're going to be getting more of these ideas in this analysis in that Discord. So check out the Discord, and Obviously, like, comment, subscribe. Peace.